Yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 8 for the Hour. I'm your host, DJ 84. And like always, you see my lovely, beautiful co-host, Rachel Bradford, is back. Make some noise for her. She had missed the last episode with me and the brothers, so she's back. We up in it. And today, we're doing something different because we're actually live. Yeah. So this is the first time 8 for the Hour is going live in effect. So what I wanted to do was open up a Q&A for me and the missus from you guys. If y'all have any questions for us or, you know, any topics y'all want to discuss, we're going to do that and open the floor to you guys. You can give us a call. Wifey's got that number.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put it in there right now.
Okay. So that's what we're doing today. Something new, something we trying out. So this is the first time we getting it in doing it. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know if you got the number for them.
Yep. And if you want to pin it.
Oh, I don't even know how.
Because you're live right on that. Right there where the three dots.
Yeah, so the number is 659-6105.
Go where the three dots.
659-6105. And that'll be the number. Y'all can hit us up there. But while we're waiting on them Q&As, I got a question for you myself.
Yes.
And it would be, I wanted to know, because we rarely get to talk about it. So I just wanted to know, how are you feeling and what are your thoughts about going through this whole pandemic and being on that nursing end and seeing it firsthand? Like, what's that been like for you?
Let's see. The first word that comes to mind for me is grateful, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I was grateful that I was working the pandemic and not a victim to the pandemic. So definitely grateful, even in those days where I was like, this ain't for me no more. At the end of that shift, I would be like, still grateful to be helping and not a victim of that pandemic, for sure.
Definitely. I agree.
What about you? Because all your contracts had to end.
Yeah, that's true. It's been all right. I think I took it and I made it worth the while. I mean, this whole podcast came about it.
Right.
My going live and everything like that with on Twitch and IG and everything. So I think I took what I could and ran with it, but I'm definitely ready to get back and in person and doing it live and spinning music live with people and getting that crowd interaction. I definitely ready for that. But I think what saved me, I mentioned this in Josh's podcast, what really saved me is making it my business. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right.
If I had just DJ'd and was like, okay.
And you didn't get that EIN.
Yeah. And didn't have the EIN, I wouldn't have no income whatsoever. So that really helped a lot. So I'm blessed. Like,
and I think
for real.
Someone just mentioned actually investments in stocks, but honestly, even that part, getting an EIN for what you're doing is so big. Pay your taxes, because it just solidifies you to get what everyone else is getting or everyone else is entitled to. And
I wish I could speak more on investments. Like, I don't know if y'all checked my post. I'm barely getting into that. I'm looking into that as we speak. So I'm not the one, that should be really speaking on it in that sense. But I'm going to get somebody on here who can really break that down for you guys and talk more stocks and investments and all that stuff, because I'm barely dabbing in that myself. And the missus, she's invested in some stocks, but we're both starting out.
I think what has changed significantly is like our we're more like information is made more aware to us. So like someone told me that like stock or which one do I do? Like what was that one that everyone bought GameStop in? It was Robinhood.
Okay, yeah.
Like
see, I didn't even know.
Like Robinhood and Robinhood and Stash allow us to really invest on our own. And so just learning, I'm sure I already took a couple of losses, but even just thinking about the future, right when this pandemic hit, I know I bought stock in Moderna because I know they made immunizations and pharmaceuticals, and actually that's really paid off for me. And now I just really researched that Moderna is going to have a flu COVID combined vaccine by next year. So if you ain't got stock in Moderna, I mean, not giving any tips, but I don't know.
No, that sounded a little legal. No. Now make some noise for the wife if she's dropping them gems. But yeah, no, it's all fresh to me. Like I said, I'm not. I had to reach out to a few people. I had talked to my boy, good friend of mine, Chris Love. He put me up on some game with the stocks. I reached out to DJ Malcolm. Shout out to him. He's probably going to be a guest on here soon. And my boy Wiz that was on here last episode. I reached out to all three of these dudes because all three of them have somewhat of a hand in investments and stocks and stuff like that. So I went and I reached out to them and got a little information from them, and just starting small. Bitcoin. Okay, Mo, I see the Bitcoin. All right, see, I was gonna get down with the Bitcoin, right? But what's up with boy that just got arrested for fraud for Bitcoin? the what's his name? Jay Manzini, I think that's his name. He's the dude that would go through the drive-thrus and be like, how many people work here? And he'd drop off the cash and give everybody like stacks. How many of y'all back there? You know, he was rolling with Fifth one time. He had 50 Cent with him and everything. And they just recently said he got hit up for fraud for something about his Bitcoin he was getting from his following. So yeah, it's like 2.5 million. So I'm like, that kind of made me press the brakes on that, man. But right. I see you mentioning, what was that, Mo? I see you with that.
If they know stocks and investments, tell them, reach out. So we would like to do a financial one. A financial podcast. That would be good.
Yeah.
And Jared, those cryptos and the NFT, those are big risk, big reward. But I'm not a big risk person. I lose $20 at the casino, I'm going home. But yeah, the crypto's either gonna be like a genius thing and it's gonna change the way we use money, or it's gonna be like a big bust.
Yeah, so, it's hard for me too. I'm not a gambling type. You already know that.
Yeah,
I went to Vegas.
Yeah, me and Michael both.
I think I played like $30, right? No. I played a dollar and won $30, and I was done. I said I left with more than what I came with, so I'm good. Like, that was good for me. That was the dub for me. So I was like, bro, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not a big gambler. So if my odds, I know my odds, and if they're on my side, I like to keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? I went in there with $1, won $30, and I was like, I'm good, and cashed out. People were looking at me crazy, like, really, $30? I'm like, yeah, boy. That's 29 more than what I had. So I was good, man.
Right. And your mom said, talk about people that got the shot, think they're totally safe from COVID. No, so COVID, immunizations in general, I try to convince Michael of this. It gives you antibodies, right? So you're still going to be able to catch COVID. You're just hoping that your body's system reacts to it better because you have antibodies in it now replicated that COVID virus and hopefully could fight it better. But you can still spread COVID. You can still get COVID. You can still get sick from COVID. You're just hoping that these antibodies kick in enough to help you fight COVID better.
Nice. Shout out to that. Like you dropping some more gems for y'all. So my whole thing with the vaccination, I'm gonna wait mine out, man. I'm gonna see what's going on with everybody first. See if we get any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or any superpowers or any third eyeballs or anything like that.
I'm still waiting for your superpowers. Weren't you supposed to get superpowers?
Oh yeah, they
on that
were.
day?
It was like December.
What was
it like
that?
December? The end of December, they were saying that I think black people were supposed to get like a superpower. That was like the big thing going around. I'm still waiting. You know, I didn't check my website. I ain't got nothing. I jumped the same. You know, everything. So I'm waiting for that, man. Definitely. But with the whole vaccination, man, I just think I'm gonna wait mine out and see, you know, what's going on, what's the real with it. And I'm not judging anybody who gets it. You know, if it's either for you or it's not. And I don't think anybody should pass judgment if, you know, not everything's for everybody. And and timing is everything too with some people. You know what I'm saying? Some people wanted to get it over with and was like, yeah, this is what I've been waiting on. And other people were like me, I'm going to just wait it out and see. And some people are like, I ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
And I, like I said, it only protects you. So that's totally up to you. That's your choice. That's
Jared said he feels judged. There's no judgment, man. No judgment at all.
For him getting it?
I think so. Yeah. No, shout out to all my people who are vaccinated, man.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. That's a big step. That's a big choice, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So, you know, shout out to you guys who are vaccinated, who's going through with it. I'm just going to wait mine out is all I'm saying.
And Michael's an all natural person. So sometimes I have respect for those type of people more. But if you're injecting your face with Botox and fillers and you don't get the vaccination, I'm going to judge you.
Some ain't adding right. Some ain't
Yeah,
adding up. So if you can do that, then I don't know. I feel you on that one.
Yeah. But if you are, you know, all natural and you want to wait it out and see, like I said, like I told Mike, you know, we got the all natural antibodies for chickenpox. We had that. One person had chickenpox. Y'all stayed in the same room and you got it over with.
Facts. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's just crazy because we're like a part of a. Like, this is going down in the history books. Yes. And that's why I asked how you felt, because, like, we're going to look on this years to come, and this is going to be literally in the history books. Like, kids are going to be like, wow, you guys really had to do that? You had to go through that? Or, you know, that and that. So that's, if you think about it, it's crazy to think. You know what I'm saying? This was back, it's like how when we hear, like Scarlet Fever and all that, like the Oregon Trail days when we heard it was like, dang, it was like that. Like they didn't have nothing. Everybody just died. So it's like it's the same thing, but you know, a little different because
definitely not funny, but it's different for sure. I think one of my nurse friends, an older nurse friend, and she I was getting ready in all my COVID gear, and she was like, have you took a picture? And I'm like, took a picture? And she's like, take a picture of yourself so you can show your family, so your kids have something to like have when you're gone, because you're literally were a frontline worker during a pandemic. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I never thought of that. So I did. I took a picture.
Well, you took a picture of
myself in my gear.
Oh yeah. No, so you definitely got to keep that. And then we got the one in the
the one you got me for
room.
Christmas. Yep.
Definitely. I think that's the way to be. It's history. It's history, man. So like I said, man, if y'all got any questions or y'all want to hit us up, man, hit us up at let me get that number one more time.
659-6105.
659-6105. Hit us up and share your thoughts and your opinions, man. We want to hear what you think about what we just discussed and whatnot. But, you know, like I said, we're going to keep this convo going. I heard that what was dope is I don't know. It's dope to me. So I heard that New York City took away there's no more qualified immunity for police in New York. So if they do something wrong, they're at fault. They're accountable for it. It's no more like department. It's no more like that specific.
I did not know.
Yeah, that specific officer has to deal with the consequences of what he did. So I think that's freaking awesome, and I'm gonna make some noise for that because that's dope.
I didn't know that wasn't a thing, because we as nurses get sued personally.
Yeah, I mean it's
our personal license.
I don't know. I just know they're not exempt from anything now. From my understanding, that New York was the first state to do that, so that was pretty freaking dope. I like that. let's go. If we can, somebody tried to call just now. So if you can, give us a call back. I don't know what happened there, but let me know, man. Yeah. So, yeah, that was dope with New York and everything. I'm going to give y'all time because I know we're a little bit delayed. I see Moms up in here. Moms is saying, how about wearing the mask? Some people still hard-headed. Yeah, I mean, I would wear my mask. Like, even when I went out of state, I wear my mask. Like, that's just me. I got to do that. I'm that type of person that's going to wear it regardless, whatever. But let's see. Oh, we got a call. Let's go. Yo. I would wear my mask. Even when
I am calling about the mask situation because what I don't understand is when you go to the restaurant to eat with a mask. So they say you leave your mask on in the restaurant, but when you get in the restaurant, you can take them off to drink or eat. Okay, yeah. I understand that. But what makes it different when you sit there to eat or drink? You know what I'm saying? Because what does COVID stop? They say, hey, they're eating. Nope. Let's stop spreading.
It don't.
You know, it just don't make sense to me.
A lot of. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just saying a lot of stuff, a lot of protocols don't make sense in general. And I think that's what people have a hard time buying into because we say wear the mask. And like you said, people will take it off to eat or drink and then the mask goes back on. Or like when MJ went out to the tournament, to the basketball tournament, they would, at the end of the games, they would, instead of shaking hands, they would touch elbows. But I'm like, to me, that's the dumbest thing because they just shared the basketball and they just touched each other playing defense and offense. Like, I didn't understand that. And every time they did it, I just rolled my eyes like, man, this is so stupid. Like, why would they share the ball and everything and then at the end dab elbows? Like, I don't know. It just don't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just wanted the touch bases on the mask thing because I don't know. I just get so many people I see out that just won't put it over their noses or they have it on their chin. I went to Papa John's. The girl just refused to wear the mask while she's cooking and dripping all over the pizza. Ew. And blames it on asthma. When I'm like, what does asthma got to be with that stuff slopping on people's pizza? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like this. If she had asthma, then stay home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And everybody just making up excuses not to wear that mask. And it does not make sense. Yeah. But yet you want your kids to go to sports. You want your kids to be back. I want to go back to church. I want to go back to do this or that, or this summer's coming around. Well, obviously you don't because you're not wearing that mask. Yeah. And it's just not that hard. And I feel like our government was pretty, stern on making people, hey, if you don't wear it, we're going to shut down. Then everybody kept coming at her throat to where now I feel she's being a little lenient because kids going back to school, I know some parents, and not to be mean, hope I don't step on nobody's toes, but some parents want their kids back in school because they don't want to be where with their own kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're not disciplined. And I've seen it, I've heard it, and I know this. I can speak on it. Yeah. And then some people may want to go back for their education, but then my daughter, Robin, she stays home and schools all the girls at one time. Yeah. So I feel like this. Sending the kids back to school is not all about education. I do not feel that. I feel some parents want to be alone. I hear, oh, I want that boy back in school. He's worrying me. Okay, what's more important, your child worrying you or your child not being alive?
Alive, yeah. No,
and I feel like it's not that many days left in the year. Leave it alone. Get it set up for next year. Quit trying to rush these kids back to school. And those, like, my son's graduating, but you don't see me trying to push him back in school. He's going to stay online. I know that's the biggest day of his life, but as long as he gets to walk with his class, I'm not sending him back to school because it's just too dangerous with COVID. I wish parents would stop trying to send their kids back. What do you want to do? Do you love your kids? That's my question. Do you love them or you care more about them getting a quick education that you can sit them down for a while? Just something that happened. Live with it. Quit trying to put them back in the school system. And next thing you know, I'm telling you this, and I'm going to let you go. I'm telling you, when these kids go back to school on the 5th, mark my words, half of them going to get closed down because it got COVID.
Probably.
And that's all I had to say on that one.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. It makes sense. I think it's just everybody's has their own take on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm with you. Like, you want to live or you want,
Right.
If it's life or death situation, I'm definitely gonna choose life and whatever I can to, preserve it. But some people, they don't believe in it, or whatever their belief system is, and they don't care. So that's them. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Well, thanks for calling in. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
All right.
Make some noise. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I wear mine when I'm out. I don't go out much, but in Arizona, I was masked up, man. I was everything,
Actually,
sanitizing
they
and
were
everything.
really good in Arizona. You even talked about that. Like, everyone's like, oh, Arizona's open, you're going to, like, catch COVID. Everyone just, like, assumed that, I think, because they were open. But they were so strict. They still didn't have indoor dining.
I was actually surprised because, like
Yeah.
you said, the talks, they're like, Arizona's been open, but they were open, but they were still taking precaution and doing what they needed to do. My perspective was they were just out and about and nobody was caring, like COVID didn't exist. That's the perception I had before going out there. But like I said, the only thing that bothered me was the tournament when they had the kid touch elbows after sharing the basketball. That was like, didn't make sense
I already
to me.
know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
Like,
so
if your kid is playing basketball and they are touching the same basketball, everyone's touching the same basketball, wiping their sweat with their hands, touching everything, have them wash their hands. I just don't understand the concept of having them play with the mask and still touching the same basketball.
yeah, that was weird.
So
It bothered me too.
I don't mind if you want your child to wear a mask. That's totally appropriate. But don't demand that the team you're playing wears a mask.
Yeah.
That's
And then
they're
they
touching the same ball.
And then they complain about it, and then the kid grabs a mask and then puts on his chin, and everybody's okay with it. I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
It's so crazy.
I don't understand it, but hey, whatever makes you feel comfortable and puts a sense of, comfortability in your head that you're safe, hey, go for it. But at the end of the day, if you really break down what they did and what we're doing, it's kind of like, it's kind of, to me, more inevitable that you're probably going to end up with COVID.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not putting it on nobody. I'm just saying it's kind of hard to ignore. But yeah. Let's see what we got. We got Jared up in here. Said you real life the whole thing. Brought out how gross we are. Still, haha. Yeah, yep.
For sure.
Definitely. So give us a call. Give them the number one more time. I keep forgetting that dang number.
659-6105. I'll put it in the comments again. And I wanted to ask you, Mike, how that juice cleanse went. That's why I had to take a break just now. It wasn't working for me. It works for me. Juice cleanses always work for me.
Let me tell you this. That's what I think about that juice cleanse. That was the worst. Never again will I do a juice cleanse. All right? I can't do it. It's not for me. One, I just felt like I starved myself to death. I'm already a slim guy. I'm already slim enough.
You didn't lose weight, though.
I don't know. I have to check.
I doubt you lost
but
weight.
I'm already a slim dude, and that dang juicing and all that was not. I don't think that was healthy for me. I don't think it was healthy for me. I felt I was dying of starvation.
Your lips were white all the time.
My lips were dry. Oh man, I had. I don't know. My energy level stayed the same. I can't say that I was weaker.
But you said you actually had more energy.
I felt I had a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
I did feel I had a little bit more energy.
Because you were getting the better nutrients in your body.
Boy.
I know a lot of people think you do it to lose weight.
Yes,
or
sir,
like
Jared. Appreciate you. Go ahead.
reduce calories. But honestly, I do juice cleanse because if you think about it, your gut is like the one organ that always has to work, like all the time. So if you let it rest and reset, I always feel better after.
There was no.
Maybe someone with great guts don't need it.
No, I don't know what it is. I just felt like the cleansing is not for your boy. It's not for me at all. And I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. I think I'm good on that. For real. But yeah, my boy Jared was in here, man. Shout out to him. He was on the episode 4. Episode 4. Jared came through, talked about education on here, man. And it was dope, man. He's a good dude. I appreciate his expertise. I appreciate his knowledge. He's always dropping knowledge, and I appreciate that, man. So shout out to Jared. Shout out to moms for calling in. That was dope to hear that perspective. I agree, but I think everybody's like, I don't know. No, not like with anything, not everybody sees it the same way. But yeah.
I know it's been hard for me. There's definitely days where I'm like, he needs to go back, but it's because I can't dedicate being a work mom and like a dedicated teacher.
Yeah.
Period. That's just not.
So if Jared, I don't know if Jared's still in here. Shoot. But
right. Your mom said, I thought I cleansed you for Fear Factor. Michael said that was a quicker cleanse.
That was a true cleanse. Shout out to moms for that one. So here's the story about that, right? So this was, I don't know, were we still in high school? I don't know.
This was in high school, yeah.
Okay, this was way back in the day. Moms had set up, was it called Fear Factor? Yeah, a Fear Factor party. Moms is always throwing different themed parties. Like, that's what we do. Like, we don't just throw a party. We throw it in its theme. Like, we had, like, a gangster party. We've had togas. We had Western parties. Like, everything is something. So she threw a Fear Factor party where we had to break up and do different just like the show. Like, we had to do different things, and whoever won, would get prizes or whatnot. So anybody who knows me knows I'm competitive. With anything I do, I am competitive. If I don't win, I will figure out a way to win. That's how I get down. So
Cheater.
No cheating. Cheat to win. But and so is my boy Lee. Lee was on here the last episode. Shout out to my brother. He's very competitive. So me and him, one of the challenges was you had to chug a gallon of water in 30 minutes. Right? Chug it down, a whole gallon in 30 minutes.
Super unhealthy, not recommended.
So, me and John Lee, we going at it, right? I'm chugging, he's chugging, and I'm looking at him. He's looking a little sick. I feel good at the time. So, we go at it. I think I chugged that mug way before 30 minutes, right? I finished that mug before 30 minutes. And after the aftermath, my boy Lee was throwing up. He said he just ate sweating. Burger King. He just had thrown up. And me, I had to run to the restroom right away. And I tell you this, I did number 2 through the number. I did the number 1 through the number 2. Like, it was all water. It was weird. So yeah, it was. I did do the cleanse that way. And moms found out later on that she could have killed your boy with that whole thing. But I won. Make some noise for that though.
And you was cleansed.
I was cleansed. I've been cleansed since 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. But man, that was the true cleanse. This cleanse right now ain't nothing, man. Too much info. My bad, Crystal. I'm just letting you know what it was. Like, it was deep, man. It was deep. It was crazy.
John Lee was sweating. He was like so sick. I think that was when we were like, well, this ain't right. Your mom probably saw both of you and was like, let me Google.
Let me Google how I almost killed my son. But that's what that was. But if I have any sports people in here, what tripped me out today is I realized, like, this was my first time. I don't know if anybody's heard of Shea Cotton. Because it was my first time hearing about this dude. And this dude, if you know about him, let me know in the comments or, give me a call or whatever. But I just barely found out about this dude. All my hoopers probably know about this dude, but it was new to me. So Shea Cotton was a dude who was like so dominant in hoops in high school. Like, this dude was like 6'4" in like 8th grade or some crap like that. Yeah. And he had a man body, and he got this nickname, Man-Child. And dude was so dominant. If you don't know about this dude, you got to look this dude up. But he was so dominant, and he went along and ended up not making it in the NBA. And it tripped everybody out because they're saying this dude was better. He's beaten Kobe. He was the LeBron before the LeBron James was even ever thought up and made up, and like he was that guy, and he didn't make it into the NBA. So I don't know if anyone else has heard of this dude, but it was new to me, and I just, man, it tripped me out how he can be so dominant and still not make it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a real eye-opener to anyone who's really trying to, who has those dreams of making it professionally into the NBA or NFL or anything. I think it's a real eye-opener because it shows, like, no matter how dominant you are in a sport or what you do, it's going to take somebody to give you that chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter what. Like,
Right.
I didn't see a reason for this dude not getting a chance
Right.
to
I
to-
think you
to
brought
make
up
it.
a good point, though. Like, he was so dominant early. That was the only game he knew.
Yeah.
And then when they said, no, we don't want you to play that game
Yeah.
no more. We need you to play this part
Yeah.
of the game. It was like, it totally changed his game. And I think at that point, when they told him that, it was like he was already accustomed to the other way.
Yeah.
And it messed with him mentally.
Yeah, he had mentioned that. It's a documentary on there it's a documentary I found. It's called Manchild. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. Has anyone seen that? Let me know. But it was my first time seeing it, and I was just like, damn, I never heard of this guy. But man, watch the footage. It's crazy how dominant he was.
Right.
But yeah, I just think that's what you get when you don't progress to the next level. Maybe that's what it was for him. Like,
Or learn the game.
I
In
think
all aspects, don't you think?
maybe, yeah, because he said himself, like, he was a guard. So when they put him as a power forward or a center, he couldn't really dominate like he did because that wasn't his game. So
Right.
maybe, yeah, you gotta be more all around. And basketball has changed a lot in that sense. Like,
Right.
it's more to me all around. You
All
got big
around,
men
right.
shooting and with guard speed and
Right.
yeah, it's crazy now. But this was like in the 90s, so.
Yeah.
I get it, and he probably paved the way for a lot of kids doing it now. That don't want to end up the same way he did. But man, shout out to that dude. That's
Right.
crazy though.
And
That's
every
crazy.
time I watch one of those documentaries, I just think about, like, just showing MJ something other than sports, because every
Yeah,
single
definitely.
one of those documentaries end with bad mental health.
Yeah,
Like if it doesn't work out for every single documentary ends up with them having a mental health breakdown.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
yes.
I
But I
agree.
even seen I was going to do my CEs for my nursing license, and I seen that there is now sports mental health sports mental health classes.
Okay,
So I was like,
That's
wow.
pretty cool.
I'm glad they're putting that part of the game now, because we didn't focus on that at all.
I know that. That's pretty cool. I know they had one for the certification I did with NSAM. They had a mental health.
For athletes,
They
or
no, just for
just in general.
trainers.
Oh, okay.
I guess to help them cope with it or whatever. It was something that a little course you can take. I signed up for it. I still haven't dug into it, but definitely want to do that. But
Yeah.
mental health is important, man. Like,
Scary. It's the only thing that scares me.
so yeah, man, if you guys want to give us a call, man, let's chop it up. I don't need shy people. Let's chop this up, man. Give them the number one more time.
Number is 659-6105.
65. It's in the comments. It's in the comments. Whatever you guys want to chop it up about, bring it to your boy. Any questions for me and the missus, hit us up and let's chop it up, man. Let's chop it up about something. Something. Yeah, the number's in the comments. I also seen what I thought was crazy. I also seen that he in Australia they are trying. Well, Australia, they mentioned the game GTA and how it's toxic to creating crimes and all that, and how we treat women today, because you can get a lap dance in the game and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I seen that in a headline, and I'm like, okay, now I can really see.
Yes, GTA should be canceled.
GTA
Before
is pretty
Pepe Le
extreme.
Pew.
So yeah, I'm like, I just think we focus on the
Yeah,
wrong
I
things.
know, I agree with you.
So I'm like, okay, now I can see GTA, but at the same time, see, this is my thing with cancel culture. I think what bothers me is I'm from an era where if it's not for you, then don't support
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not for you, don't
Right.
support it. But cancel culture is like, we're trying to get all of you guys not to
Right.
support this, to just cancel it, like
Right.
nobody be on this.
Right.
And I think that's what really bothers me about that whole thing, because I'm like, all right,
Right.
GT, I can see. You're like, no, my kids are
Right.
not going to play that. I totally understand that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I totally get it. You know, my kids play it, but that's me. That's my decision.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, my mentality, my thought process as a father, as a parent, I have to help them understand,
Real life in it.
yeah, real life and entertainment. And I feel like I'm not looking for a game to raise my kids. I'm not looking for TV to raise my kids, our radio, our music. I'm going to raise them. I'm going to tell them right and wrong. They can be influenced, but if I lay down that foundation, just like with anything in sports or anything, if I lay a good foundation, they should be able to distinguish what's right and what's wrong. So that's how I feel about that whole
Right.
situation. I let them play GTA. You know what I'm saying? My sister, she don't let her kids play that stuff. And we're
I
fine.
lived GTA.
Huh?
I lived GTA. I used to have to catch Central Bus home from school by myself from
Yeah.
high school. Central
Yeah.
Bus. That's the bus I took. And I mean, that's real life. Like I seen that in real life. I didn't have to play GTA, so I don't think it. I don't want to shelter them. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
I mean, they got to know it's real stuff
Right.
out there. We just got to prepare them to make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? And Siobhan said, I think it stems from religion. What? Elaborate on that, Siobhan. If you can, give us a call. I want to hear
Is it
about
the
that.
cancel culture
Maybe
stems from religion?
Maybe. I
Right.
think that's what she's talking about.
I will tell you, Siobhan, that's the one thing I like. Even Michael, like we talk about having discussions about that.
Mm-hmm.
Religion is just one topic I don't like to discuss at all. Probably never will discuss.
That's a tough one too, man.
It's hard because it's I feel like I could say the wrong thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I shouldn't feel like I don't know. It's hard for me because I shouldn't feel like I could say any, or I feel like if I question something, something's gonna happen, or my religion's gonna be hurt. So I don't know. That's one thing I still don't try to discuss.
That's tough, man. It's a tough religion, all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Siobhan, if you could give us a call, and I want to hear more about that. That sounds interesting. Yo. Oh, call ended. Boo. We had whoever, I think it was Siobhan, maybe Siobhan, I don't know. We had a caller, but we lost him.
Subject, I just
Yo,
I don't feel really
Hello?
receptive in any.
Hi.
hey, Siobhan, is this you?
Yes.
What up, cousin? Oh,
Hey, Siobhan.
thank you for calling in. I just wanted you to elaborate more on how you said it, you think it stems from religion. Is that in the sense of the cancel culture? Or
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Hit me with that. Put me on a little game with that.
So I don't know, like throughout the years of, can you pause it? No, you don't even know how to. Okay. So just in general with religion, I and I'm not talking about being spiritual,
Oh, yeah.
in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, there's so many different religions, and they all worship. Well, most of them
Facts.
worship to a higher power.
Facts.
So I'm talking more. So, do you remember the era when we were growing up where it was completely okay for these different religions to turn away people because of
Mm-hmm.
their sexual orientation
Mhm.
or how
Yeah.
they identified?
Yep.
And it even goes as far as using religion to drive racism
Mm-hmm.
in the South, right? Where in these predominantly white churches, they kind of justified, sorry, that's my dog, kind of justified lynchings and hangings and everything else, right?
Yeah.
But it's just this thing with, and it's unfortunate with mainly Christianity, where we are a lot of our beliefs in America in general are built off of Christianity.
Facts. I agree.
So
I agree.
trying to find or be your authentic self has been something that we have always fought so hard for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think instead of finding that middle ground where it's like, I want to be myself, I want to be myself, and you absolutely have to accept it
Mm-hmm.
because you guys have spent this whole time trying to make me accept you and your beliefs.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good thought. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And that's, I think that's kind of what you said, like when you were talking to Brian, like the growth of it, that's how they're thinking that they have to, that's how they have to get their point across. Yeah, I agree with Sean.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I never even thought about it that way.
Two extreme sides of the coin.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Right. No, I agree. And
So-
I feel like that's
Okay.
what it is always with religion, don't you think?
Definitely.
Like it's either all or nothing.
What's your opinion on the whole cancel culture thing, though? What do you think about it?
I think it's crap.
Yeah?
I mean, you do what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
You accept what you want to accept.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, if we just respect each other, that's all that matters.
Man, yeah. Make some
Yeah.
noise. I 100% agree with that.
Right.
Because I think that's where I stand on it too. Like I said, it's not for everybody. If it's not for you, then, carry on about your business. That's how I feel.
Right.
And vice versa. If you rocking with it and it's for you, do you. Like I don't judge anybody. Like I said, if you respect me, I respect you. And that's all it comes down to. If we can respect each other and have differences or whatever, we cool. But if you go into disrespecting me or mine, then we got a problem. And that's where I'm at with everything. So I agree with you.
Yeah, respect doesn't mean acceptance.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what we get confused, what you just said. Accept it, you just, it doesn't mean you have to accept it, but respect the fact that, that's me, this is you, boom.
Right.
That's it. I agree. 100%.
And I thought that was, yeah, I never been tied in the two.
That was my thought.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was good stuff.
No problem.
Thank you.
Talk to you guys soon.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Hey.
That is such
Okay, so we got somebody that ain't scared to speak up. So that's good to have, someone else chime in on that because like I said, I know what I believe in. I know where I stand and I know what, I represent. I know where the missus is at and what she stands for and what she represents. But I don't know, like I said, not everything we say is the right way to go. This is just our opinions on these topics and on these situations. So I understand like not everybody's going to agree. Right. And that's why I want to hear where, the other side of what I'm saying is coming from. I want to hear that.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting for someone from Gen Z to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? And and put me on game. So yeah, like I said, this is 8 for the hour, but man, like I'm trying to hear everybody out. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a discussion and I know a lot of people don't want to say nothing because they scared of being attacked or whatever, but I'm not that type of person. I think from the election and me being on Facebook and making videos, I think everybody knows where I'm at with everything. And I don't have no problem with letting people know where I'm at with everything. Because at the end of the day, you can either take it or leave it. Some people chose to defriend me and leave it alone. And that's how we left it. Like, there's no bad blood. Right. I just know where you at and you know where I'm at. And if I see you in the street, it ain't going to be nothing. I'm going to just pass you by. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we just got to keep it like that, I think, at the end of the day.
And sometimes I feel like people feel attacked when I post stuff. First of all, I don't like texting. You could ask my husband. I don't use any punctuation. So I don't like texting. I don't like emailing. I don't like any of that. So when I think when I ask people questions on Facebook, they always feel attacked. Maybe because I don't use punctuation.Maybe because I'm not a writer. I feel like they feel attacked, but honestly, I'm looking for you to educate me. Like I love to, I love when people change my mind.
Yeah, I'd rather that. you spit some game and get me thinking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Kyron came up here, shout out to my boy Kyron. He was up here and I was telling him, I don't think this is, I think, Gen Z's sensitive and this and that. And he's like, no, I don't think they're sensitive. I just think, they have a voice now and they're using it. And I get it. Like I said, I understand that. I like that. I'm for that. But it's just the way they're going about it is just rubbing me personally the wrong way. Because like I said, if you ain't with it, you ain't for it, that's you. But don't try to get everybody on board. I'm canceling some stuff. Because like I always say, you can find the bad in anything if you really try. And that's why I said reaching a little bit. Because you can find, like, all right, this is one. Now, I know Moms is going to speak on this because she's a Tyler Perry fan, right? But my issue with Tyler Perry, and I always tell the wifey this, why does the dark dude always got to be the bad guy? And why is he always saved by the light-skinned dude? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm perceiving that, and I'm like, man, that's not right. Because the majority, I don't watch Tyler Perry that much, but the majority of movies I've seen, the dark dude that got that color is the bad dude. Then the woman gets saved by a light-skinned black dude. And I see that every Tyler Perry movie. And I'm like, dang, why the black dude got to be the villain all the time, man? Even in your own stuff. Like, that's how I feel. And that's how I see it. And not everybody's going to see it that way. So that's just how I feel. If anybody got something to touch on about that, I would like to hear that. What do you say? Because light skinned is in. We always so you got to keep the dark ones in line, boy. Okay, hey, okay. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. And like you said, man, it's always been like that. I think with us, that's another topic, light skin versus dark skin. Like it's always.
I think it's more fun in your community. I don't think it's meant to be any hurtful anymore.
I think it.
With men,
I think
at least
now,
with men.
I think now, but I think back in the day when my moms and them was coming up, like I think that was a big deal. Like they would be like, "Oh, I'm better than you because I'm light skinned and I'm better."
For sure.
I think I never personally experienced that though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak on it.
Right. You
but,
guys just make jokes.
Yeah. Now
but I do hear it is like a bigger problem in
now.
the women community.
It's all love. Yeah, you already know. Yeah, but go ahead.
No, I said I do feel like it's a little bigger problem in the women community. Oh yes, and we're just taking calls.
Let's get this call. Yo.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What up? Who we got?
This is Laura Martinez.
What up, Laura?
You guys know me from Highland.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think we even go way further back. Like
exactly.
Christina's sister, right?
So,
like
yes,
San
the older
Pablo.
one.
Yeah, so like San Pablo before even school.
Did you go to Hayes too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go further back. Yeah, definitely. What's up with you?
Yes. Not much. So here. So my question is, how do you guys feel about kids going back to school when there's only 2 months left in school?
Yes. So like at first I was for it and I think it was because I was getting exhausted. Like it is really a lot of curriculum to be like, I still have 2 younger kids and I still work overnight. So I think at first I was like, yeah, he needs to go back. But now I'm like, you know what? Let's just plan it out and get them ready for next year. Like, let's make an effective way to keep them healthy. Yeah. And then just do it next year. Because I feel like it kind of just got chalked up as a loss.
I know I'm not in a rush for it. I mean, at the end of the day, I make jokes and I say, man, I wish your butt was still in school because he be getting on my nerves. But on the real, I'm like, I want to make sure he is safe and everything. So I know I make jokes, but hey, when the timing is right and we feel it's right, I think we'll make that leap. But like I said, it depends where you're at personally. Like, how do you feel about it? Where are you at with it?
Well, as working in the medical field,
Uh-huh.
you know, it's adjusting our schedules, adjusting our home life,
Mm.
and you know, it's crazy, especially because you know, you can't. As working, I don't know, Rachel, if you still work in medical field, it's like it's hard to request off. It's hard
Oh,
to
yeah.
just say like, hey, I need to get off. I need to. My kids are home. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then it's like, okay, and then it's like, you know, you don't get the time. It's like it's you're on the clock, whether you're married, you're single, you're single mom, you know, it's a 24/7 job. But
Yeah.
like since this whole pandemic has been going on, I chose not to have my kids go back to school.
Yeah.
I mean, because it doesn't matter what age your kids are at. Once they get used to a certain criteria or certain momentum of, you know, their roles, it's like they get into that once you transition them, then you have a hard time because you get the attitude, you get them. It's like, you know, they're not used to structure. Once you train them into the structure, they give you a hard time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree,
Well,
and I'm with you. Like, it's not during a pandemic. You can't just be like, well, my kids are home, so I need off. They're probably like, no, this is a pandemic. Like, you work in the healthcare field, you're gonna work. So no, I feel you there. I get messages from MJ's teacher like, oh, this assignment hasn't been uploaded, and I'm like, not. Okay, I'll upload it when I get the chance. Like, so I don't blame people when they say they need their kids back in school because it's extremely hard.
Well, yeah. So actually, I was affected by COVID. I actually got COVID from my boss, and then so I was out for like a month. And
With COVID, you said?
when I got COVID.
Oh, okay.
So my boss gave me COVID. So I was out for like a month, and when I finally went back, my boss let me go. So then it was pretty hard. And when you're so much working, from 7:30 to 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, you come home, you're used to this, and then after me not working, you're having to become a teacher in the pandemic. It's like shit, It's like honestly, for real, I'm like, fuck, like I didn't know I was gonna be in school for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah, no, I agree with you too, and
I was like, you know how hard it was, like to remember like 6th grade and then 9th grade math. I'm like, history and having to turn in, and then now that they're doing like present point part presentations, I'm like, holy shit, like, fuck, like I don't want to be in school for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. No, I definitely hear you.
And do you think that you're gonna just like chalk this year as a loss and just go next year, like focus on next year? I think I have a problem with, did my son really learn the curriculum from me, or did he like check off the boxes that I was sitting there helping him check off? And should he repeat the 4th grade? Because I know everyone's like, oh, it's the whole world's gonna suffer. I'm like, not as much as New Mexico though.
Yeah, that's true.
So as parents, knowing that our kids are online schooling, sometimes we're so busy enough throughout our day, with work and come home and whatnot. I'll be for real. Like, I'm a parent that's been like, let's just get this shit over. Let me just give you the answers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I work. But then, I think about it because I'm like, I want my kids to be able to get the learning that they need. But then again, it's like you're coming home from work, long days of work.
Yeah.
You need dinner made, and it's just like you're too tired. It's like, okay, here's the answer. Here's that. I mean, because you want your kids to just get a good grade.
Yep.
Right.
No, I totally agree. I think everybody's gotten a taste of that, and that's why some, I think, are like, get them back in school. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everybody's rushing to do that. But, I mean, we all got a taste of that. And that's why I had Jared, my boy Jared, on here, who's an educator, because I was like, man, I give you the most props because we just got a taste of that. You know what I'm saying? And he has to do that with 30-plus kids or whatnot. So I was like, man, kudos to you, bro. But it is hard because you're already working full-time. Then you come in a teacher full-time. And it's like, that's rough. Mm-hmm. That's rough. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. And like I said, when they decided to announce that have the kids have the option of going back to school on April 5th. I'm like, why confuse the kids and transition them out? I'd rather have them start the next school year right off,
Yeah.
And I guess, it's like, they're used to already one thing. Once kids get used to something and they have to transition, it's like, you deal with it attitude, you deal with, their, their drunkenness, you deal with all of that.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, I have a 14-year-old and I have a 12-year-old, and it ain't easy. It's dealing with girls and boys. It's like you get drama in the morning.
Of course, yeah, for sure.
And now these days it's like you got to be calm and everything. Back then, when our mama used to freaking whack us with a chokla or
Yep. No, I agree for sure. I think we're just gonna have to start up the next year for sure.
Definitely.
But remember how we used to get stains on the bottom of our buttons just to make sure our asses got up?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. It broke up a little tiny bit.
I said, remember when we used to be back in school when we used to during that issue when we used to be, get spanked and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Get your asses to school.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
But hey, it was nice talking to you guys.
Yes, thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate it and chopping it up with us and catching up a little bit. We're gonna have to catch up after all this is over, the pandemic and everything. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you guys have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Ciao.
See ya. Yeah, that's good conversation. You know what I'm saying? It is rough. It is rough because when you get off work, you do not feel like staying up and becoming an educator, fill-in type. You know what I'm saying? You usually off work and all that is done. So
right.
It's tough on the parents, especially single parents. We got each other and it's still rough.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure. Because we still have two little ones that want to kick each other
and want to be everywhere and want to bug you and all that stuff.
Like it was super hard for sure. I know. I shout out all those homeschooling mamas because there's absolutely no way, no way I could do that.
But yeah, we got about like 3 minutes to chop it up with you guys a little bit more. So if you want to call in. Number is in the comments. This is our first time doing 8 for the Hour live.
Yeah.
So not too shabby, man. Not too bad. So far, so good. I don't know how often we will do this, but we'll see because I'm going to have some guests down here pretty soon. I don't know how everybody's going to gel with live, but hey, we'll see what happens. But I appreciate everybody who's called in so far. If we can get a couple more calls, that'd be dope. If not, shoot. I got a more of a hoop question. Y'all got to forgive me. It's March Madness.
We just came off that tournament.
Yeah, so it's all when I go somewhere, it's like hoop related. But I wanted to know if what you guys thought about offense and defense. Like I know when we were coming up, because I heard someone had told me that that the saying defense wins games is pretty much dead. And that's basically what I grew up on, like defense wins championships type deal. And someone had told me that's not true, and to look at the Warriors with Curry in them. So I just wanted y'all's opinion. I'm a defense wins championships type guy, but then when you do look at the Warriors, you're like, they got what? Draymond Green is like probably the only defensive person they have.
True.
So like how much defense are they playing? They're all offensive. They got two of the best shooters in the world. So I'm like, I hear him. I hear his point, but I just wanted to know what everyone else thought about that.
Yeah. I've always been a defense-minded person too, but once you said that, I'm like, if Curry wasn't on, they have another shooter. And, like, how many defensive players, how many people are known for defense in general? Probably, like, Kawhi, a couple of people.
Claw, yeah.
Right. And there's, like, only one of them on each team.
So I know in the 90s,
everyone was.
Defense was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Jordan was even getting Defensive Player of the Year back in the day. So it's like, I grew up in that era. You know what I'm saying? The glove, Peyton and all that. Like, that were big players, and I enjoyed watching them people play for those reasons. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I just wanted to know y'all's take on that. So, that's just where I'm at. I'm always a defensive player, defense wins championships type dude. But yeah. Tanya says so far it's just Green. They about to make a comeback. That's her team. Shout out to Tanya and her team, Golden State Warriors. I see you, Tanya. But yeah. Yeah, moms. I hoop with moms. I hoop with my mom. Like, this was a long time ago. And her defense is prison rules, right? She'll clothesline you, blah, put you down to the ground. I'm like, bro, you cannot do that. Like, it made me so mad. But yeah, I see you moms with the prison rules, you know, toughening people up. Clay, okay, yeah. Clay's a pretty good defender. You're right, Ruck. He is pretty good. I'm just saying, like, to me, Green is like the dude that sets that defensive tone.
And really.
So, but yeah, Clay is, but he's mostly known for his shooting to me. So that's why I'm like, eh. But what do you think, Ruck? Are you a defensive
Does it matter now?
Wins championships? Are you like, where you at? Are you still old school with it like that, OG with it? I just want to know. And for those that are tripping out hearing this audio, like, I'm reading comments on our Facebook Live. That's why, you know, you might hear some dead air between. But yeah, I'm just trying to see what everybody thinks about this. My cousin Ruck said, you know, they got Clay and he's a pretty good defender. And I said, I agree, but, you know, I just believe Green sets that tone. Then I want to know, you know, what you think about, does defense win championships still? Or is it more offensive minded? You know, the game's changed a lot. So when we were watching and growing up,
I feel like it's definitely more skillful.
Laura's a Golden State fan too. Okay.
I feel like basketball is a little more skillful for sure. So, like, how can you stop someone like Curry where you put a hand in his face and he's still hitting threes?
Gunning from half court.
Right.
Yo. What's going on, Cuddy?
What up, cuz? Make some noise for my cousin Ruck, boy. Yo. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, cuz. For real.
Yeah, for sure, cuz. I was just saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead, cuz.
No, you go for it. You already know what I asked. Let's go. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I was just saying, cuz I think that, you know, offense it then took over a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you can't stop the other team from scoring,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Chances are you're going to have to be on that night.
Dang, yeah.
So,
hey, that's
with Golden State, you know, they got some offensive weapons. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Steph and Clay, and, you know, them boys be hitting from everywhere.
Everywhere,
And so I feel like in order for them to have won those championships, you know what I'm saying, without playing a lot of defense, you know what I'm saying, they had to be on, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Sometimes, you know, you have these games where you have players hitting from everywhere. Every shot they take, they hit. You know what I'm saying? But you also got to remember that, you know, if it's just one player, you could live or die with him hitting those shots.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like defense is still going to be the main part of a lot of championships. You got to have at least a pretty good defense to win, you know, championships.
Yeah.
And like I said, with Golden State, a lot of people forget that Thompson, you know, Clay, he's a pretty good defender as well, not just Green. You know?
You're right.
So if you think about it, they had Clay on a lot of other team superstars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And although he doesn't shut them down, he causes as much, chaos in their offensive games to limit them from,
that's true,
averaging so much.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if you can't stop the other team from scoring, you got to make sure that you're hitting every shot that you take, and you know what I'm saying.
Can't have a bad day.
It's kind of
like defense.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true. So are you saying like more be well balanced then? Like, okay, if you're gonna be an offensive team, you still got to have that defensive. You got to still balance that in a way that your defense can hold its own. Like still.
Yeah.
Because this dude was telling me he was like defense is dead. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an offensive game. Offense wins championships, and I'm like, man, I can't say that because I'm a defensive wins championship mentality guy, right? Mm-hmm. But I seen what he was saying when he brought up the Warriors and everything. So I agree with you though. Like you still got to play. You still got to have that decent defense because, like you said, if you got two teams battling out, going back and forth, and everybody's hitting, eventually somebody's gonna have to make a stop. Eventually somebody's gonna have to make that play that they can get that lead and hold on to that lead. But if it's a back and forth game all day, you just play until the clock runs. Then at the end of that time, yeah. So I feel you.
Yeah, the thing about, like I said with Golden State, because you got to also remember that not only before they had KD, which KD is another defensive player, people don't think about it because he goes out there and lights up other teams on the offensive side. Yeah. But his length and his athletic ability, it forces offensive players to take bad shots and stuff. You know what I mean? They also had Iguodala.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about him. Yeah. You know what? I forgot about that dude. I ain't even gonna lie. Iguodala was a beast.
So Golden State, they have some defensive players. And if you think about if people are saying that offense, it's all offense and offense wins.
Yeah.
Championship, then why, with the Phoenix Suns back in the day when they had Nash and Stoudemire and all them, they were putting up 120, 30 points a game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But they
still lose.
To win the championship.
Yep.
That's true.
If you look at Harden, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Him in Houston. The boy is putting up 40 and you know what I'm saying?
Still
every game and this and that and no championship.
You're right.
So you got to have some kind of defense. You know what I'm saying? And your defense has to be either average or above average in order for you to win championships. Just offense is not going to do it.
Facts. I agree 100% with that, cuz for real, that makes the most sense. And when dude was telling me, I was just like, nah, bro. But you put in that perspective, like what I wanted to say and tell him, but I couldn't get it out and tell him. So yeah, hopefully he listening and gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cause that's basically all I was trying to say, you know what I'm saying? But you said it well. So that's what's up. I appreciate that, cuz.
Yeah, for sure, Cuddy. Hey, I just want to say, I've been missing y'all's lives and your podcast and all that stuff. But put on the notification and still didn't get one from Facebook when y'all went live. So I'm kind of heated about that. But whenever I see y'all on live, I'm gonna be jumping on.
Hey, I already know, cuz you always show love, and I appreciate you for that. Cuz even when I go live and DJ and spin, bro, you always there, and I appreciate that, man.
Always, Cuddy. You already know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you calling, cuz. All right.
I'm going to let y'all get off, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night.
You too.
Love y'all, cuz.
Love you too, cuz.
Thanks for calling.
Make some noise for my cousin old Ruck, man. And with that said, man, I think we're about to get ready to get out of here. But, before I get out of here, I just want to say that was my cousin Ruck, man. We pretty much grew up together too. I got to get that dude on here too for an episode for 8 for the hour. He's I think I want to say maybe a year or two older than me, and I always looked up to that dude, man. He always showed me, put me on game about a lot of things and showed me the ropes about a lot of things, and I love him for that, and I respect him for that, and he was always there. He was like a big bro. And I just appreciate you, cuz, for show. And just to let you know, man. Yeah. So yeah, with that being said, man, I think we are about out of time. What is I got Laura on here on the comments.
She was saying, yeah, no, I agree with you. Middle school Bulls, of course. Who wasn't the Bulls fan, right?
She said back in the day, middle school Chicago Bulls was my team, Michael Jordan. But over the years, watching individual players, I got to see who brings the game. I agree.
Yep.
Every MJ,
and even going back, I think
90s.
MJ was so celebrated, but like I didn't realize how much Scottie Pippen did as an individual, and Dennis Rodman. Oh my God! Like
Dennis Rodman was one of my favorite players. Period. Like that dude. I wanted that game. Like I wanted to dominate under the boards. I wanted to be the hustle. Like that was intriguing because everybody at the time was scoring and doing their thing, but this dude would beast like dudes way bigger than him and still come down with that board. And I just liked his attitude and the way he carried himself on the court. Like,
where do you buy that attitude?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can teach skills. You know what I'm saying? But you can't teach the passion he had behind what he was doing. And that's what I was like,
nobody can mess like the cockiness.
Exactly. I used to love watching him play, man. Jordan too, of course. Of course. Who didn't like watching him back in the day? Unless you were like a Utah fan or Sonics, Magic, like the ones he put daggers in for playoffs and stuff. But, it is what it is. But, shout out to Longley. Luke Longley. I believe he was a Lobo.
Yeah, I feel like basketball is hard for me because honestly, can you change the outcome if you're off? If your scorers are off, can you change the outcome of that game?
If you're missing?
Yeah. If you're, let's say your top two scorers are missing.
Yeah.
You think you could change the outcome? You think you should still win?
Yeah.
Defense, but
I'm the type of dude, if I have an off night, if you have an off night, you make up for it in other ways.
Right.
Hustle plays, rebounds, defense.
But if you have your scores off and the other team's on,
as long as you hold your opponent to less than what you're getting or about the same numbers of what you're getting, shouldn't be no problem. Yeah. That's the way I see it. That's my philosophy. Like
maybe, I agree.
If I know when I had an off night, and this is me playing rec. I didn't play like professionally or anything, but this is me playing. If I was off, bro, I'm doing whatever I can to help my team win. Hustle plays, rebounds, in that sense of things. If you gotta shift, you gotta learn. I think that's what makes great players, knowing how to shift from, okay, man, I'm not on. Doesn't mean stop shooting, but you just kind of give that extra effort in those areas. Assists, finding your open man, find the hot hand. You know what I'm saying? When I was coaching at what's it called? I don't even want to plug them, actually. Yeah. When I was coaching over there, that was my thing. My starting five changed every game or during the game because I would be like, man, this kid's on right now. And he would play, get the most minutes, and we would win. And I never was like, oh, let me get my starter back in there just because. I'd put the one with the hot hand who was contributing the most, and that five that had that gel at the time, that chemistry at the time to bring us back or to take this game home, they would stay in. And that's how I would base it on. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. But hey, I don't know if you got anything to add on there.
Good. Yeah, that was
so this has been a dope episode, a different type of episode. We are live right now on my Facebook. This is the actual episode of 8 for the Hour, so it will be on YouTube. So y'all check that out when it's posted. I appreciate everybody who's been on this podcast and who's coming on this podcast, who I'm recently talking to now to be on here. And like I said, if you guys want to come on here and chop it up with your boy, we do take precautions in what we do. And it's totally up to you, but hey, hit me in the DM. Let me know. Let's get something set up so we can get that going. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in to this live. And yeah.
Yes. Send some ideas, some topic ideas.
Yeah.
Things that you're passionate about educating people on. It could be anything. I love learning. If you have something you guys think would be a good topic, something that we never even mentioned, but you're passionate about it.
Let us know. Hit us up, and we'll chop it up on here about it. So, yeah. With that said, man, we are out of here. Hey, hey, hey.